you ever check your bank account on a random Tuesday morning, not expecting anything dramatic, just doing that casual scroll we all do, and then you see it? A charge, $99, from some company you barely recognize. And you just sit there for a second, like, wait, what is this? Did I buy something at 2 a.m.? Did someone hack me? Is this one of those weird subscription things I forgot about? And then it hits you. Oh, the free trial. Yeah, that one. Honestly, I think almost everyone has had this moment at least once. That slow, sinking realization that the free thing you signed up for 3 weeks ago wasn't really free. It was just patient. And look, I'm not judging. My name is Nick, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, financial psychology, and the quiet little systems that slowly drain our bank accounts without us even noticing. Because the truth is, and this part is important, these auto-renew charges are not accidents. They are engineered. In this video, we're going to unpack exactly how free trials quietly turn into $99 charges, why smart people fall for it all the time, and most importantly, how you can stop it from happening again. Because once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it, and that changes everything. The psychology of free. Let's start with the word that causes all the trouble. Free. It's such a small word, right? Just 4 letters. But psychologically, it's incredibly powerful. When something is priced at $9.99, your brain does math. When something is free, their brain basically takes a nap. And companies know this very well. I remember signing up for a free trial of a productivity app a while back, one of those sleek, minimalist tools that promises to organize your entire life. You know the type. Clean fonts, calm colors, big promises. The sign-up process felt harmless, almost friendly. Start your free 30-day trial. No risk, no pressure, just try it out. And in that moment, your brain quietly makes a trade. Present you gets the benefit. Future you deals with the consequences. Why it matters to you is simple. Every time you see the word free, your guard drops, your financial defenses soften, and that's exactly when the trap is most effective. Takeaway: the moment you see free trial, your skepticism should actually go up, not down. The quiet fine print nobody reads. Now here's where things get sneaky. Technically, and this is important, most companies are not hiding the auto-renewal. It's usually there, buried in the fine print. Tiny font, light gray text, sometimes 3 scrolls down from the big shiny button. You've seen it before. Your subscription will automatically renew at $99 per year unless canceled. But let's be honest for a second. When was the last time you carefully read the full terms of a free trial? Yeah. Exactly. There's actually a name for this behavior in behavioral economics. It's called friction asymmetry. Signing up is frictionless. Canceling? Not so much. I once tested this out of pure curiosity, signed up for a free trial on purpose, set a reminder to cancel, and when the time came, it took me 9 clicks. 9! At one point, I was convinced the cancel button was actively hiding from me. Why this matters is because the system is designed around one assumption. Most people will not follow through. Actionable advice: before you start any free trial, immediately ask yourself one question. If I forget about this completely, am I okay paying full price? If the answer is no, pause right there. The time gap trap. Here's one of the most underrated parts of the auto-renew strategy: time. Specifically, the delay between when you sign up and when you're charged. Most free trials run 7 days, 14 days, 30 days. And that gap is not random. It's long enough for you to forget, short enough to bill you before you remember. Think about your own life for a second. 30 days from now, do you remember what you signed up for today? Probably not. Our brains are incredibly good at prioritizing what feels urgent right now, and incredibly bad at remembering small future obligations. Companies are essentially betting on your future forgetfulness. And honestly, it's a very good bet. Personal aside, I once forgot to cancel a streaming service I literally used one time, one episode, that was it. Still got billed for the full year. And yes, I did that thing where you stare at the charge hoping it will somehow reverse itself through sheer disappointment. It did not. Takeaway: free trials don't rely on deception as much as they rely on human memory failure. So you have to build systems that compensate for that. The only $99 effect. Now let's talk about the number itself. $99, not $100, not $120. There's a reason for that specific pricing psychology. 99 lives in this strange mental category where it feels too small to aggressively fight, too big to feel good about, just annoying enough to regret. Companies know that most people won't dispute a $99 charge. It's below the emotional pain threshold for a lot of consumers. Think about it. If you were accidentally charged $999, you'd be on the phone immediately. But $99? You sigh. You feel mildly betrayed. Maybe you send one support email, and then life moves on. This is what behavioral economists sometimes call the annoyance zone, pricing designed to minimize customer resistance. Why this matters to you is simple. These small leaks add up quietly over time. One forgotten subscription here, another auto-renew there. Suddenly, you're losing hundreds per year to services you barely use. Action step: once every 3 months, scan your bank and card statements specifically looking for subscriptions under $15 per month or around $99 per year. Those are the silent budget killers. Okay, this part frustrates people the most. You remember to cancel, you log in confidently, you're ready, and then the maze begins. First, the cancel button is not where you expect. Then you click something labeled Manage Plan, which takes you to another screen labeled Subscription Settings, which then asks, "Are you sure you want to leave?" And suddenly you're in what feels like an emotional exit interview with a piece of software. Sometimes they offer discounts, sometimes guilt messages, sometimes the classic, "Your benefits will end immediately." Yes, that is the point. This design pattern is often called a dark pattern, user interfaces specifically engineered to discourage cancellation. Now, not every company does this maliciously, but many absolutely optimize for friction. Why this matters to you is simple. Even motivated people abandon cancellation halfway through. Fatigue sets in, life interrupts, the charge goes through. Practical tip: the moment you start a free trial, take 30 seconds to locate the cancellation path immediately. Yes, before you even use the service. If canceling looks confusing now, it will feel worse later when you're busy. The subscription pile-up problem. Here's where things get quietly expensive. Most people don't just have one forgotten trial, they have several. A fitness app, a cloud storage upgrade, a random AI tool they tested at midnight, a premium version of something they downloaded once. Individually, harmless. Together, expensive. I've talked to people who discovered they were paying for 12 to 15 active subscriptions they barely remembered signing up for. And the weird part is, none of them felt irresponsible, because each decision in isolation felt reasonable. This is how modern spending leaks happen, not through one big mistake, but through dozens of tiny, forgettable yeses. Why this matters is because subscription creep is one of the fastest-growing forms of silent overspending in personal finance. Action step: do a quarterly subscription audit. Not someday, literally put it on your calendar. Future you will be extremely grateful. How to outsmart the system without becoming paranoid. Okay, so what do you actually do about all this? Because the goal isn't to avoid every free trial forever. Some are genuinely useful, some save money, some are worth it. The goal is awareness plus a few smart guardrails. Here's what actually works in real life. First, use calendar traps. The moment you sign up, create a reminder 2 to 3 days before renewal, not the day of, before. Second, consider virtual cards. Many banks now let you create temporary card numbers with spending limits. These are incredibly effective against surprise renewals. Third, adopt the 60-second rule. Before starting any trial, pause for 1 minute and ask, "Would I pay full price for this today?"
If the answer is hesitation, that hesitation is information. And honestly, this is more of a mindset shift than a technical one, because once you start noticing these patterns, your behavior naturally changes. Mine definitely did. Conclusion: if there's one thing I hope sticks with you after this conversation, it's this. Free trials are not scams in the traditional sense. They're systems. Carefully designed systems that quietly rely on human nature, our optimism, our forgetfulness, our tendency to focus on right now instead of later. And honestly, there's no shame in falling into this once or twice. Almost everyone does. I've done it, probably more times than I'd like to admit. But what separates people who stay stuck in the cycle from people who quietly take control of their finances is awareness. Once you understand how the free label lowers your guard,